The only reason why you're so men-centered is because you don't have any money. Yeah. That's the main reason why you're worried about irrelevant things.
Hey buddies, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about how to decenter men from our lives. So if this is the content that you like to watch, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and consider becoming a member. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Let's talk about what it means to decenter men and how to actually do it. So first off, what does it mean? Decentering men means shifting your focus. Instead of men being the center of your life, it's you. Essentially teaching yourself how to be an autonomous being. This doesn't mean you hate men. This just means they're not a priority. We live in a patriarchal society, a society that was created and run by men, and this society prioritizes men over women. So now what would it actually look like to decenter men? Let's talk about what doing the work would look like, how you can unpack all the ways that you are centering men, how to actually put it into practice, what the outcome could be, and also how to decenter men if you're still choosing to date. First off, what does the work look like? This is you first and foremost identifying and then meeting all of your needs: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. This is the time for you to figure out what your attachment style is, to research, learn, and then heal that by putting that into practice later. This is the time to figure out what triggers you and learn how to feel safe regardless of external circumstances. This is also the opportunity to reflect on past relationships, to research, learn, and heal, and really unpack them. Each relationship, beginning, middle, and end. Try and look at it through a really neutral, objective lens. What did they do wrong? What did I do wrong? Okay, now, second, how are you centering them? Are you dressing for the male gaze? This is a time to question once you put the clothes on your body, your makeup, your jewelry. Am I doing this because I like it, or am I doing this because on some level, even if it's very small, I feel like a man might appreciate me wearing this? And there's no shame in that. We're women. We've been conditioned to do this. And I'm not suggesting you just wear something that hides your body if you really want to feel sexy, because good for you. You do that, girl, but you do it for you. Have you put certain aspects of being a woman into the back pocket, into the shadow? Are you apologizing for your body? Do you shame or condemn your body? Do you post pictures that you think men will respond to? What's the intention behind posting pictures? Essentially ask yourself all the ways in which you are or could be potentially asking for male attention or male validation, all the ways in which you are looking to a man to bring you fulfillment, joy, happiness. Okay, number 3, now putting that into practice. Once you shift your energy away from a man or men, you might realize how much energy you have. You might feel like, I have all this time and energy, I have this void maybe, right? Like I need to fill this now. I suggest starting with self-care. That can look like a cup of tea or a glass of wine in the bathtub. It doesn't have to be an extravagant thing. Could mean getting a couple hours of sleep. Prioritizing your girlfriends, your friendships with your girls is key. You can do things with your girlfriends that you would like to do with a man. I think this would be a cute date. Do it with your girlfriends. Once you start to decenter men, your friends might shift and change. They might come and go. You'll suddenly notice how many of your friends are centering men in their lives. That's not a bad thing, that's just where they're at. But you might notice how often conversations come back to men. If you don't have hobbies that you're into, now's the time to get into them. Reading could be a hobby. And I really encourage you to hold yourself accountable. Create some sort of routine or ritual. Every night I read this book for however long before I go to bed. And then really stick to that. Keep your word to yourself, and this will help you build self-confidence. Set 1, 5, 10-year goals, make vision boards, make dream boards, print them out, put them all over, put them on your phone. I make dream boards and vision boards in the Canva app. It's amazing. Now this next part is key, and it might be kind of scary. You need to start moving in your life as if you will always be single. This may not be the case. You might get a boyfriend, you might have a husband. But the point is to really sit with the question, what would I do if it wasn't dependent on another man? Would I move to a different city? Would I get a different job? Would I start taking bar classes every Saturday morning with my girls and then getting brunch afterwards? This is how men think. Men prioritize themselves. They think, this is what I want to do, and then a girl will come along in time or whatever. Oh, it's your turn to think like that. This is what I want to do, and if and when I want someone in my life, that will happen. Then what are the potential outcomes? Once you really know who you are and what you need on so many levels, once you've had this foundation built, you won't fear being alone. You also won't fear scaring off a man if you're not your true self. You'll be able to see very clearly if someone that you could potentially date will be adding to or taking away from your life. You'll have a really low tolerance for bullshit. You've protected your own self, your own space for so long that now you will have more strength to set boundaries in relationships with men. Ultimately, you'll be a better partner for that if that's what you want. How could you decenter men and continue to date at the same time? Think about it like, as a woman, you go into dating, you might say my priority is whatever man I'm choosing to date, and then myself, and then my friends, for example. You're gonna say, I'm priority 1, My friends are priority 2, and then any man that I could potentially date is priority 3. Your daily, weekly, monthly schedule does not revolve around another man. You make plans and you keep those even if you get opportunities to break them to go on dates or whatever. Maybe you delete dating apps, but you're open to the possibility of meeting someone in person. Do you kind of see where I'm going here? You might say I'm open to dating, but men are a second thought. My primary goal in dating isn't to find a person. I'm prioritizing myself, I'm prioritizing my friends, and if a legitimate connection could be a possibility, I'm open to that. So in summary, right, you can decenter men to any degree to which you want or you need to. I think there's something really sacred about a woman who chooses to be alone and chooses to focus on and nurture herself.
It's time for you to decenter men and get your power back. And I'm going to give you some fun ways to do that. Respond to bare minimum effort with bare minimum interest. You are not the customer service line for his inconsistency. Stop asking, does he like me? And ask yourself, do I even respect him? That question will end 90% of your delusion. Start replying like you are paid by the hour. Slowly, casually, with zero urgency. Suddenly, he's the one refreshing the chat. Treat compliments from men like coupons. Nice, but unnecessary. You didn't ask for them and your self-esteem isn't redeeming them. Stop giving men the benefit of the doubt. Give them the benefit of distance. Space will tell you everything that enthusiasm doesn't. Turn his mixed signals into background noise. If he wants your attention, he can start speaking in full sentences. Answer the "what are you doing" texts with something extremely unsexy, like folding socks. Men lose their power when you stop caring about sounding interesting to them. Instead of overanalyzing everything he does and says, just assume he's not that deep. Your overthinking ends instantly. Peace restored. Replace "why hasn't he" with "do I even care?" 80% of the time, you don't. The other 20% was just habit. Let your high standards be known. If this puts him off and he walks away, great. The system is working. Treat every man you date like a time-limited trial. If the free version is glitchy, you're not buying the subscription. Stop laughing at jokes you don't find funny. Men lose half their magical powers when you stop fake giggling. Keep your roster emotionally empty and your life emotionally full. Friends, hobbies, therapy, brunch, that's the real big four. When speaking to a man, keep your dating life vague and your boundaries specific. Men don't need details, they need instructions. Do not ever explain a boundary twice. The moment you repeat it, you're negotiating. Don't. Every time you catch yourself thinking about him, get up and do something that makes you even hotter. Skincare, workouts, journaling, budgeting, whatever upgrades you. Replacing men with self-improvement is the most ethical substitution.
All right, my babies, let's talk about 10 ways to decenter men and claim your inner goddess. I have to tell y'all that after being in consistently long-term and very serious relationships and having a man to consider in many of my decisions and centering my life around them in a way that put a lot of my needs aside, the moment that I decided to decenter men and focus solely and unapologetically on the things that I wanted, the things that I needed, and doing my inner work is the moment that everything in my life started to click together in a way that I had never felt more powerful, successful, happier, and more in tune with who I am as a woman. So first, you need to prioritize yourself. Take care of you, your peace, your skin, your sleep. Every single thing in your life needs to align to serve you. Fill your cup so deep and let others fall in love with the overflow. Romanticize your life like you are the main character, because bitch, you are. Light that candle, say your rituals, wear the outfit that you want. Act a fool if you want to. Play the playlist, do things for the lore, shout, scare men. You're not waiting to be chosen. You're living. And you're doing the things that you want to do. Let their inconsistency be your clarity. Understand that you do not need to settle for crumbs or the bare minimum. If he's hot and then he's cold, that's weather, baby. That's not your person. Protect your nervous system like it's sacred, because it is. Your nervous system is your guiding star to let you know when something is wrong. The minute that you feel scared, insecure, uncertain, unsafe, it's time to get the fuck out of there. No crumbs. You are the feast. You're the whole meal. You are the appetizer, the main meal, the dessert. You are an 8-course paired with wine, full-ass Michelin star meal. If he's half trying, don't meet him in the middle. Pull back. Let him wonder where your energy went. Speak incredibly kind to yourself like your own best friend. Speak to yourself the way that you would speak to your closest comrade. No name calling, no telling yourself you're stupid, no putting yourself down, no calling yourself crazy or too much. You are intuitive and you are powerful, period. You are your own best friend, so speak to her kindly and in the way that you would talk to your own best friend. Invest in your soft life fund, whether it be in your skincare, solo dates, building your solo wealth. Be the version of yourself that doesn't need to ask permission to rest. Because a woman needs to be able to take care of herself, obviously. You must always have your own money, your own business, you gotta have your own back. But when we allow a man to enter our orbit system, his money is our money, and our money is our money. Use silence as your power move. You don't need to clap back every time. In many cases, detachment is so much louder than words. It leaves them wondering, and it leaves them filling the silence on their own. Never explain your standards. Enforce them. If he is confused by the bare minimum, he is not your person, he is your reminder. Never date a man who is okay with you lowering your standards to accommodate him. One more time, ladder for the back. Never date a man that is okay with you lowering your standards to accommodate him. That is a man that does not value or respect you or see you for what you really are and for what you really deserve. And him allowing you to be pulled down by his insecurity is not a man that wants what's best for you. Surround yourself with women who water you. The group chat, the FaceTime checks, friends that tell you not to text him and not be crazy about him. That is soulmate energy, and your women are your tribe, and you need to surround yourself with those that have your backs and will check you and tell you exactly what you need to hear. And remember, a goddess is not chosen. She does the choosing. You're not auditioning. You're not proving yourself to anyone. You are the gatekeeper, and you are doing the checking of who is allowed in. You're deciding who's lucky enough. You're deciding who gets your energy. This is your life. You decide who you allow to permeate your perfect bubble of peace, babe. I believe in you, babe, and I love you, and I'm manifesting for you to always remember who the hell you are.
Hi. Okay, one of the most commented things I get on my TikTok, and I wanted to make like a whole video about it, is I'm always like, fucking focus on yourself. Fuck these men. You know? And girls are like, but how? How? I can't. And I used to ask the same question. And I have a few things I put into routine, into my life, that have really helped me decenter men. Excuse me, I'm making a video. 1 second. Okay. Number 1, find hobbies. Get hobbies. Do something. You know, you only get one life. And you're gonna spend it crying over that man? No, let's do something. Develop a skill. Try something. Fucking take a Pilates class. Do something. Find hobbies, find interests. Try things out and see what tickles your fancy. Something that's gonna take up your time and make you feel proud of yourself. Find hobbies. Bottom line, find hobbies. And when in doubt, chase the money, babe. The money will never make you cry, and you will never regret giving your energy to the money. Follow the money. Set yourself up, babe. Set your fucking self up. Another thing, when dating, date them all. Sleep with none. Date them all. Sleep with none. You may be like, I don't like that guy. Perfect. He likes you more. That's what you need. You need a guy who likes you fucking more. Like, what is gonna cause harm about a dinner? Just go. Date him, talk to him, see what he has to offer. See what your options are. Don't lock in on one, because they're not doing that with you, even if they say they are. They're not. They are making sure you are the best fit. So they're gonna go to see all the options and then pick their fave. So date them all, sleep with none. Keep the cookie jar closed, bitch. I know it's hard sometimes, but keep it closed. Because you can say all day you're that girl who doesn't get attached, and I'm not like that. But we're women, and scientifically that is incorrect. Okay? It's incorrect. Do not give them what they want for free. Why buy the milk if the cow is free? Don't fucking sleep with them. Staying active is another really good thing. Stay active. When in doubt, get hot. Have the best body of your life. Have the best skin of your life. Do your fucking hair care. The shit you don't even randomly do. Do your laser. I don't know, get Botox. Look your fucking best. When you look good, you feel good. When you're crying about a man 9 times out of 10, you're like laying in bed in some ugly clothes, like with your fucking acne out. No, babe. Look good. Look good, feel good. And remember that even when you do all these things, a man will never fulfill you in the way you can fulfill yourself. So you will always be let down by that man. Always. Even if he's a great guy. You still will, because men are not capable of the things we are. We have these extra things in us, this extra love and power and all this stuff, because we are biologically supposed to be mothers. Not all of us have to be mothers, but I'm saying like our body's made for pregnancy and motherhood. So we have all this extra love and all these extra feelings and thoughts and this and that because we're supposed to have those for our children. So never, ever rely on a man for that sort of emotional connection. It's not going to be the same. So instead, put that into your friends. Female friendship is critical for our survival. You need good, fucking, supportive, incredible women in your life, and they're not hard to find. So when in doubt, all the fun things you want to do them with your friends. Never stop living your life because a man doesn't want to fucking do it. He doesn't have to. Let him go do whatever the fuck he wants. Do what you want, though. At the end of the day, just remember that you are the prize. You're the prize. He should be tripping over you. You are like all about you, and he's all about you. You know? Stop worrying about him. What is so great about him? You are just attached, and you need to remove yourself. When you feel yourself getting attached and like making sure he's watching your Instagram stories, take a fucking second. Take a step back. Take a breather. Hold on. I'm getting attached. Hold on. And put it right back into you. The reason why that relationship was so beautiful is not because he was great. It's because you loved him and made him great. You loved how you were. So, just remember that. You are the prize. Decenter that man.
Some of you seem to be confused about what decentering men actually means, so allow me to explain it to you. You can be in a relationship and still decenter men. You can be married and still decenter men. You can be celibate, you can be actively dating and still have men decentered in your life. What this phrase means is that you have established a life outside of the approval and the desire of men. So how do you know if you're doing that? Here are a few questions that you can ask yourself. First, if I did not care about looking attractive or looking sexy to the opposite sex, what would I actually like to wear? What makes me feel comfortable? How do I want to show up in the world? If I did not get married, how could I create the best and most abundant life for myself? What would that look like? Am I actively creating that life now? And lastly, what hobbies or interests do I have that don't involve being around men or have male attention as a component of it? That's all it is. I don't know where the narrative came from that suggested that decentering men equated to hating men. That is not the case. We've seen now that so many women get into these relationships with men, and when the relationship ends, they don't even know who they are or what they enjoy doing. We are no longer losing ourselves in relationships because we don't have to.
You guys, I'm getting a lot of women like messaging me, asking me how to decenter men. If I have the urge to do something for a man, to text him, literally anything, I ask myself, would he do this for me? And honestly, I do feel like I'm more successful, more centered, I have more inner peace applying this to all of my relationships in my life. Like, would they do for you what you're about to do for them? If I want to do something for someone, I'm obviously going to do it. But it really makes you start to think about who is showing up for you the same way that you are showing up for them. And one way that I start to realize that I don't even like a guy, I like to ask myself, would I rather do this on my own than do it with them? Honestly, I had 4 or 5 dudes offer to come with me to Coachella this weekend. I'm here with Red Bull and I have my own room. I could have had like anyone come with me and I'm happier by myself. Decentering men is so powerful. And now I'm like, thank God I'm here by myself. I have my own room. I have my own space. I have peace and quiet. I have my whole content plan scheduled tomorrow. No one's going to be in my way. Just decenter men. It's the best.
The women in the happiest relationships have all mastered the ability to decenter their partner, because when you can't, you end up losing yourself instead. So this is what you're going to do to ensure that never happens. You're going to want to save this and watch to the end. Number 1 is develop the courage to be disliked. There will be things that you like, that you believe, that you prioritize, that won't make complete sense to your partner. And that's okay, because safety in relationships doesn't come from the absence of disagreements. It comes from allowing yourself to be fully seen and knowing that you will be able to repair respectfully. You know what commands respect? Being able to stand in your beliefs and being okay if other people don't agree. But you know what kills attraction? Softening your opinions and avoiding certain conversations just to keep the peace and to avoid upsetting him. Because what ends up happening is you end up killing off the very person that he fell in love with. Number 2, and this one's gonna hurt, is restraint. When you love someone, of course, you want to give them your all. But please, please pour from a full cup. Because when you are constantly overgiving, you turn yourself into a resentful rat, respectfully. Okay? Because then you're constantly keeping the score. I did this, this, and this for you, when he never asked you to do that. Never give more than what you're willing to lose. Give based on how much they're reciprocating, not based on how much you love them. And number 3 is stay emotionally diversified. Your partner should not be your only source of emotional validation, reassurance, and fulfillment. I've asked hundreds of clients, when are you most attracted to your partner? And not one of them has ever said, when they make me their entire world. No. What they always tell me is when I see them in their element, when they're passionate, when they're working towards their goals. Hold on to those things because they keep you interesting, they make you grow, and they actually strengthen the relationship. Most importantly, it gives you the confidence that if that relationship were to end, yes, you'd be sad, but you would be okay. And that kind of energy is what makes him never want to leave.
I don't expect anybody to watch this. This is just going to be me kind of like vomiting my feelings out into the universe. But I'm 41 years old. And if I could give one piece of advice to women who are younger than me, it would be this. Please decenter men, sis. Please, bestie. Decenter the men, and don't look back. Please focus on yourself, focus on your career, focus on your hobbies, your silly TV shows, your friendships, your career, your education, literally anything except for men. Because I have wasted 20 years of my life in these fucking shitty relationships with men that just treated me like varying degrees of shit and garbage. The good news is that I'm done now and I'm never ever gonna do it again. And I really am just done with dating men forever. And luckily I'm bisexual, so I don't ever have to, that doesn't mean that I can never date anybody again. And I'm sure that dating women comes and, any non-men comes with its own set of problems. I'm sure that it does. But yeah, I truly, my ex is just one of those guys that wants to call himself a feminist and wants to tell himself that he's a good person. And he's not, he's a fucking piece of shit. And he wasted, a year and a half of my life. He's my age. And, he clearly did not ever see a future with me in the relationship, but he kept me around and basically used me for like emotional support, emotional labor, free therapy. I don't know what. It surely wasn't sex, because we weren't having sex because his dick doesn't work. That's right. His dick doesn't work. And so, yeah, then he and I were he discarded me in a breakup, which like I am going to fucking tell that story. Like you better believe shit will be aired out now, whether people want to hear it or not. That's fine. It's fine. Whew. But he discarded me in like a really shitty, sudden way after we'd been together for a year, and then acted like he still wanted to be friends. And it was a big mistake not cutting access off to him when he did that. Like, it was a big fucking mistake. And I know that now. But yeah, so we were friends, and he basically was like my best friend, which is just so sad and pathetic on my part. Don't ever make a straight cis man your best friend. Please don't do that, because they are not good friends. And, he was just using me as a placeholder, and he started dating this like friend of his that he had feelings for. They've been together for 3 months. He took her to meet his family for Christmas. I never met his family in the year that we were together. Like, you guys, when they value a woman and see a future with her and genuinely like her, they move and behave differently. And it's just devastating to see that. I don't want to be with him. He's a bad partner. Being with him is basically signing up to be his fucking hospice nurse, because he doesn't take care of his health and he has a chronic health condition. And again, can't stress this enough. His dick doesn't work. I don't want to be with him, but just the the knowledge that I poured so much of my energy and time and love into this fucking relationship, for him to turn around and be, you know, treating this woman more seriously than he treated me in the year that we were together and the year and a half when he was wasting my fucking time, is just like, I want to set things on fucking fire. I'm so fucking pissed. And so, like, if you have made it this far watching, you're probably one of my friends on this app, and, like, love you guys, and you guys are the best. And if not, and if you're, like, a younger woman watching this, like, please, just, like, for me, please, like, you can date them, but, like, do not center them. Do not prioritize them. Let them come and go as they may, and always, always, always put yourself first, because I promise you, they will put themselves first. So, yeah.
Babe, there are women building multi-million-dollar empires and buying land, and you're worried about how to speak softer so a man can choose you? That sounds absolutely insane to me. Instead of worrying about being picked and being chosen, why not worry about building the most incredible, abundant life for yourself that no one could ever take away from you? Why are we telling women that they should date men that require them to be more quiet and dim their light and be a lesser, watered down version of themselves? You forgot that the man is not the prize. Your freedom is. The lifestyle is. And you can give that to yourself very, very quickly when you tap into your own authenticity. I decentered men in my 20s. I stopped dating for 2 years and I became a multimillionaire. My business is nearly at $5 million now. And I never sat there thinking, how can I get someone to like me more and to choose me and to pick me? Because I promise you, no person outside of you can fill the void that lives inside of you. No one. Only you can fill that void. Only you can create your own fulfillment and your own happiness. Having a partner in your life is the cherry on top to the happiness that you've already built for yourself. You deserve to give yourself the life that you've always wanted.
Some of the best advice that I've learned and that I can give to other women that are ambitious, actively working towards becoming successful, is to decenter men. Seriously, if you want a disgusting amount of success, you need to drop the boy crazy habits. There's really nothing that being boy crazy is going to do for you other than slow you down, drain you. Men are draining. They will literally drain you of all your energy. That's a different topic though. And I'm not saying to not want a man. I mean, marriage is God's design and we are wired to want a partner. That's also a completely different topic. But the thing is that successful women, they know how to separate it. They don't ever stay down bad ever. They stay so laser sharp focused on whatever it is that they're building. And when the right man comes around them, they're not going to be intimidated by that success. If anything, they're going to be inspired, motivated to match their woman's drive. What I'm saying is don't be desperate for these men. Don't go chasing. Don't dim your light trying to fight. And don't fight other women for a man either. Like, what is this? WWE. Also, if you're currently harboring a dusty, sis, it'll never expect you to shrink. It will never expect you to give your entire life. So if you are looking for some motivation today, here it is.